Yo, what is going on, fun? Thanks so much for tuning in today. My name is Jusline. In this video, we are going to be creating the Conservation Plaza. In the previous episode, we finished the black-tailed peridot enclosure and the plaza will be situated right next to it. So sit back, relax, and we're going to start with the build right away. So the Conservation Plaza will be worked on in this video. If you've seen the previous video with the creation of the black-tailed peridot enclosure, you'll notice right now that there is a part of the enclosure, pretty much missing or like disappeared magically in the way of editing. Because the gameplay that we made in this little section here, we didn't really create the second part of the black-tailed peridot enclosure yet. And it also means that in the previous episode with the creation of the enclosure itself, you've always also like noticed a little section with like flowers and everything, and that will be something that we will work on in the foundation. So I do apologize for like the mix-up in gameplay sessions. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to like really separate the two out of them, because with the start and the finish of the plaza, I had to sort of like make it in that time frame and that order. So yeah, I do apologize for the mix-up things. Hopefully it's not like too bad. But the foundations of the plaza will be created at this moment. And we're using a couple pieces of the Indonesian DLC, which the wooden pieces came in very, very handy with. And we're using those to make like some, couple circles. And that'll be the start of the decorational pieces. Because at this very moment, also with the path that we have placed, it's like the asphalt one. We will change that later on into the null barrier one, or at least the null path, I should say. And with the use of that path variation, we're also able to fully decorate the pathing area itself as well. And we try to keep it a little bit like natural, but also still in a way where it was sort of shown as like natural. So there will be like lots of tiles, but also with like a couple of weeds, for example, and rocks in between too. And the majority of the video as well, which was captured with a live stream that we did at the same time over on Twitch. Link in the description. If you've never seen the Twitch streams before, feel free to stop on by in a future live stream where we go over all these builds live. So if you do have a question or just like want to see how these builds are created live, then feel free to hop on over the Twitch channel and leave a follow behind to get live notified whenever we go live next. But in the live stream where we captured the gameplay, the vast majority of that was with one specific section of the build, which will be the big tiles made out of concrete and like a border around those tiles. You'll see those like later in the video. It took ages to get that right. I think I like spent around maybe 2.5-3 hours to get them like situated properly. Because personally, I don't really use the method of the mud pillar to make like circular or at least like similar sections and like copy that over in like a circle. With these ones, I usually kind of eyeball it and work from there. For some reason, I like that a little more than with the mud pillar, even though like the mud pillar method is way easier and will get it done much faster. But for some reason I like the struggle, I guess, just to get a good feeling of whenever it's like finished to like fine tune it. And of course it will not be like as perfect as with the mud pillar method, because you're able to do that sort of fully correctly. So it's highly possible that a couple bits here and there are a little bit like out of line, but for the vast majority, I would say like 99% or so, it's like the way that I wanted to have it. Also with the difficulty of it, it's very nice that at the end it did line up fairly nicely. And I think with the fully finished plaza, it will look pretty darn cool. Also, especially because only one side of it is pretty much decorated and the second side not really. Because the second building that's like connected to the hallway, which you see in the video right now, that smaller building to the left. That one will also be decorated at some point. Still not entirely sure what we're gonna do with that. So it's still a question of like what it will be turned into. Maybe like another section with items that guests can sort of check out. Maybe some shops even. Or maybe we can like fully focus it for like staff buildings, perhaps. Like still need to wait and see what we can do with that. But I'm sure in the future we will be able to get a good idea on what we're gonna do with that. But especially with the open spaces in terms of like greenery, so like the grass, whenever that's all like filled up with like rocks and trees, I think all in all this area will be quite cool whenever it is finished. But of course, first we have to place the actual building and all the surroundings and also the other buildings in general, so also like the restaurant and the information center, which we're going to be building in the future. Or at least placing in videos on YouTube, I should say. Need to make like blueprints out of those and then place those in the actual zoo. Because of course, the zoo that we are currently building in does not contain any animals and yeah, like any guests as of yet. And yeah, all in all, those will like never be in this zoo. So we have to make blueprints first, place in the actual zoo, and then we're gonna like do the final adjusting in terms of placing pathing. And yeah, the finer decorational pieces that have to be made whenever it's in the actual zoo. Because unfortunately, the pathing, for example, will not be able to be taken with blueprints, unfortunately. That would have been so nice if that was like the case and was possible. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But yeah, I think for now though, we'll leave you with the remaining of the speed build. The struggle will happen in a little bit, so sit back and enjoy the struggle moments. But yeah, hopefully you will enjoy as always. I'll leave links in the description down below, which will redirect you to the Twitch channel, for example, also with TikTok. We are on TikTok since like a couple weeks. It's been really enjoyable with the little short like videos and some real life videos too, with going to zoos, etc. A lot of fun, so feel free to check out the TikTok channel as well if you're interested. And yeah, maybe and hopefully I will see you all in a future live stream over on Twitch, and otherwise in a future video over here on YouTube. So stay safe, enjoy the remaining of the video. I will see you all later. Have a good one. Bye bye.
one.